Hi, I'm Kwai Chi and this is a review for the Omega Juicer 8226, otherwise known as the Omega Juicer 8006. Now the difference is nothing apart from whether you live in the US or in Europe. So I've got the 8226 here, which is also the 8006. Here you can see you've got a machine. It's pretty heavy. It weighs a few kgs, that's for sure. And you can see it's got this chrome finish. It's got a badge on one side and it doesn't on the other, and on the back here it's got a switch right at the bottom of the machine. Now that switch allows you to turn it on or to reverse settings, which I'll show you in a bit. I'll actually show you how to juice some fresh watermelon, which I've literally just cut up. You can see I've cut them in long strips here. And there's a very good reason for that, so I'll explain a bit later. Here you've got something that looks like an old pipe or something, like a really weird looking pipe. Certainly don't smoke anything through this. You got an auger. This is a heavy duty GE Ultim auger, and that kind of that goes in the other way around. So goes in round that way, and this thing I'll show you. It's kind of weird. It's got all these little patterns on it, and nothing of it is actually sharp. So this is pretty safe around kids. And this rotates at 80 RPM. So that's 80 rotations per minute. So if I stick that in there, there's two adapters. This is the one for juicing. It's you can identify it because it's got a sieve plate on it, and I'm just going to slip that down into here. You can't get it wrong. You can't put it in the wrong way around. It just won't go in. So I'll slot that back in. Then I've got the closer. So this is where all the pulp is going to extract out from, and at the top here it says close and open, so you just twist it, closed. So I just turned it that way and that's locked in. Now all I have to do is stick this into the machine, and I move this from open to close, and that's secure. It's not going to move anywhere. It's pretty solid. Now this is all for juicing. There are a couple of other plates, well, one more plate, which is a blank plate, which forces everything to come out through the pulp extractor. At the moment, anything that will come out here, the only thing that will come out is pulp. What will come out if I were to use that blanking plate would depend on which of these different attachments I used. So if I want to make pasta, for instance, you just make up your dough, you stick it in the fridge for half an hour, and then you just feed through your dough into the top, and it extracts out pasta, so you can have it as spaghetti, so small holes there. It can mince stuff as well, so if you want minced beef, you can stick in steak in here, chopped up, and it will mince out some steak. It can make nut butter as well, so if you want peanut butter or almond butter, you stick in a bit of the oil already, so you have to kind of buy similar oil. So you have to buy peanut oil, for instance, for peanut butter, and you put that in this machine at the same time as some peanuts, and it will mash that up and extract out some peanut butter. So it's a very strong machine. It can make soya milk from soya, which is crazy. This is a kind of a fruit plate, which allows you to just chuck stuff in here to feed through the chute. Now the chute is quite small, so anything you chop up has to fit through the chute, and if anything gets stuck, you've got this plunger to stick into the machine through the top, and that has a safety guard here so that you can't get your finger stuck in the machine somehow, and you can see it's exactly the right length here so that it doesn't get involved in the grating of stuff, so you're pretty safe. It does have warnings all over the thing not to put anything metal in here to try and shove down, and definitely don't put your finger in here, but as you can see, you know, even the longest fingers won't be able to get down to the bottom of the machine. But if you do get tempted and you go, oh, I just want to push down this last piece of vegetable or fruit, just don't do it, just in case you know, you have a bit of your finger taken off, because that's not cool in juice. It doesn't taste great, so I hear. Now one of the cool things here is a juice collector. And on this juice collector you've got a spout so that you can pour it straight into a glass, which I will demonstrate once I've made my melon juice. And you have the pulp collector, and so these just go handily into the machine like so. There's a little arch in the machine available for this spout, which is quite clever. And if you want a very, very pulp-free, strained juice experience, you can use this sieve plate, which then sits in this juice compartment like so. You know, you can't put it in the wrong place because it will just fall through like so. It doesn't fit, so it can only go in one place. So it's a very, very foolproof system. It's very easy to use. It's pretty easy and very intuitive to put together. So I didn't really need a manual. I did look through it just in case, so I could tell you that it can do the nut butter, it can make frozen desserts and things like that. You can freeze banana and juice it. I have juiced a fresh banana, and that's kind of weird, and it does pretty much juice anything you want. It can juice wheatgrass, and it can juice the hardest of things. It can juice a big mango pulps, but it doesn't taste so great. So basically, if something doesn't taste great in real life, like if you were just trying to eat it, like a lemon zest or orange peel, don't stick it in the machine because it will taste really bitter and it'll send you sideways. A bit like the middle of the pineapple, that stuff is really sour and it makes your tongue go numb. Don't stick that in the juicer, otherwise your hair will be standing up on its end. So only juice things that you want to actually eat or drink. Like if you wouldn't eat it normally, don't stick it in the juicer, is what I'm saying. So I'm just going to turn the machine on. There I hit reverse by accident, but when you take your finger off, it won't let you carry on. Generally, I never really have to use the reverse button at all, so there's no big shakes. You can see the thing moving round and round now. It's rotating, and it's really, really strong. So check this out. I'm going to start putting in my little melon strips. And it's just going to start chopping that up, and out comes, you always get a little bit of juice before you first get a little bit of pulp, but here you can start seeing that the juice gets extracted. What you really want to see out of this kind of juicer is as little pulp as possible, and from the pulp you really want pulp that doesn't really taste of anything. You want all the sweetness and all the juices to be juiced rather than pushed through as pulp. So here it's just jumping up and down, it's not really going down anywhere, so I'm just going to give it a little push with the plunger. The shape of the melon is just a little bit smooth for the juicer, and there we go. That's better. Juice it up, baby. Ooh. Yeah, look at that. Munching away. Oh, this juice, I can't wait. This juice is going to taste great. I really love this juicer. I've had it a few weeks now, and it's pretty sexy. It juices pretty much anything. This is such a versatile kind of juicer. Normally juicers will literally just do that, or they will just juice, but this is like an all-in-one. You know, it's really cool for making anything. Is more versatile if you don't want to use a food processor, or if you don't have a big blender like a Vitamix kind of blender. This is ideal. It does all those functions for the same kind of cost, but as a juicer it's a very, very high-end juicer. Oh, we're rolling now. Look at this. It's on a roll. Chop it up. Just let that go down. This bit's slightly too big, so you really have to watch how you cut stuff, but I'm going to shove it in anyway. It's nice and soft, so I'm just going to shove down this melon. It's kind of weird. In the UK, it's quite difficult to get a hold of watermelon juice. I'm not 100% sure why, because it tastes great. But certainly making yourself fresh is absolutely amazing. It's something you should definitely try. Generally, the fruits that work best in this kind of machine are the bigger fruits. So once you exclude the skin, if it's one of those peelable skins like an orange or a watermelon, or if it's one of those kind of fruits with a massive pip like a mango and it's not actually got that much flesh, then you won't get much juice. If it's something like an apple where the pips are really, really small, you can just cut up the apple into strips like this, and 6 apples will make a glass like this pretty much, probably more closer to 5. Bit of water in that. So it gives you a good idea of what kind of fruits are more economical to juice. I've not tried orange because I can't be bothered to faff about with peeling it, plus you get all those white bits and things which don't taste of anything. So my favourite kind of fruits at the moment to juice are melons, every kind of melon, and apples. I love juicing apples, but apples do go brown very quickly as soon as you juice them. As soon as you cut them open, they start to oxidize and start to go brown. So a lot of the time the juice is a little bit on the brown side. What you can do there though is just have a touch lemon juice in the juicer just before you start chopping up the apples, and actually chop live and feed straight into the juicer. That way you lower the chances of oxidization. Now, because this is a low oxidization chamber here, I'll just turn this off. It does mean that the juice stays fresher for a lot longer, and certainly if you put it in a flask or a container that's airtight where air can't get into the juice, it will last quite a while, a good few days. So here I've got my pulp, so not very much pulp from all that melon, and it's pretty dry, and it just tastes of cells. It's got a texture that's crunchy, but it doesn't actually taste of, you can't taste any of the sugar whatsoever. All of that is now completely in my little juice concoction. and you can see it's taken some of the juice extract, the mini cells that the cellular structures that stay behind, and gets caught up by this sieve. So if I just pop that out of the way for a second, we can pour this lovely fresh watermelon juice into my glass. Got still half left, so this makes this fills up 2 tall glasses, and these are quite generously sized glasses. So if I just get a straw out, yeah, let's try this, shall we? That is good. That is so good. Woo! You get this kind of rush, this kick of the sugar coming through. It smells so fresh. It smells so earthy, and when you drink this, you just get this sudden rush, like you've just had a shot of caffeine. You've just drunk an espresso, except it's just pure sweet goodness. Now this juicer comes with a full 15-year warranty, so you pretty much have this for well, a pretty good shelf life until you want to buy another juicer, but generally these juicers will last a lifetime. Many people who've had old juicers, masticating juicers like this, tend to still have them sitting around in their kitchen many years after, with really you see those woven cables that used to be really popular back in the 80s. Stuck on the back of the machine with really old plugs that you can still change the fuses in and stuff like that. So this is one of those juicers that I think will be around for quite a while. And certainly things like making pasta and spaghetti, instead of using a pasta maker, shove it through a machine like this, and instead you'll be pulling out spaghetti through the end here. You really can't ask for much more. If you do want to make spaghetti, then use Tipo 00 flour, which is a wheat flour, a very fine refined wheat flour. Just beat it with eggs and mix it, and then stick it in cling film, put it in the fridge, and wait half an hour at least, and then you just shove it through the machine, and just line it with a bit of flour first. For egg noodles, just use a like a buckwheat flour for a soba style noodle texture. You can use wheat noodles, but it tends to come out a bit like pasta, and you can try and experiment with things like rice flour with egg, and you can experiment with different types of flours. Just go through your supermarket, even better, go to more deli style niche foodie place, and you'll probably find a lot more different types of flours. Or go check out your Asian supermarket, because they'll definitely have some. But for now, here's to the Omega juicer 8226, otherwise known as the Omega juicer 8006, and it's a damn good juicer, and this is damn good juice. I'm Kwai Chi. Until next time, take care. Oh, lovely. So I completely just forgot, just hold on there a second. The kit also comes with a toothbrush. Well, it looks like a toothbrush, except it's rather much larger than a toothbrush. And on the other end is a pokey thing to poke out all the sieve bits, all the gunk and things to clean your machine. And it's pretty quick to clean this thing. It's always best to clean the machine pretty much straight after you've juiced anything while it's still wet. What you don't want is for the bits, the particles, to dry onto the sieve portion of that plate. Otherwise, when you go to juice next time, you'll get old bits of fruit kind of just stuck there, which means that you don't get as much good juice or as quick as you did before. But these toothbrush things are really good actually. I've got these dish bottle wash things, and I actually prefer using these toothbrush things now, so they are pretty good. So definitely use these. They've got a little hole for you to hang up on the wall if you want to as well. It does look on the NAF side, it does look literally like a toothbrush, but actually it's very effective. So it's very clean. You can stick most things in the dishwasher as well if you want to, but the thing is, you know, it takes less than 60 seconds to do a wash up of this thing. So I do wash it up properly and then just leave it to dry, or you can use a towel or something to dry it. So here's Kwai Chi again. Until next time, take care. I'll continue drinking the rest of my juice.